Hello, now I'm going to discuss some important questions. So that is going to be MCQs or one marks questions, depends upon the different type of the exams. So in the university exams also, they're going to ask such type of the questions. So related to magnitude comparators, maybe they will ask you what is magnitude comparator or define the magnitude comparators. So as you know that this magnitude comparator is used to compare the two numbers. You are going to compare a pair of bits. On the basis of that, you are able to decide that whether both numbers are equal or one number is greater than another or one number is less than another. So here you are going to compare a pair of bits. So whether it is 4 bits or 5 bits, whatever magnitude comparators are there. So you are going to compare for these three conditions. Next question, can we define the decoder? What is the decoder? Or draw the block diagram of the decoders. So in case of decoder, if you see that you can represent the decoder with the help of block diagram. So it is the combinational circuits which have n number of the inputs and it will produce the maximum to the power n outputs. So here we have inputs that will take as the n, and here maximum out can be to the power n. If some outputs are not utilized, that can be empty. So for example, we can construct 3 cross 8 decoders. So where 3 is the number of inputs, 8 are the number of outputs. Another, you have what is the shift registers or what are the types of the shift registers. So you know that shift register we are going to design with the help of flip-flops. So there is in the purpose of the shift register to shift the information, shift the bits, shift the data from the one flip-flop to another flip-flops. So it has various types. So like we have serial in, serial out, we have serial in, parallel out, we have parallel in, parallel out, and we have parallel in, serial out. Apart from this, you have universal shift register. So at least these 4 you need to write. Okay. And universal shift registers. And apart from this, if you will talk about this, we can have left shift, right shift, circular shift. But for the 1 marks, if they're asking types of shift registers, so these 4 name you should write. And what is the shift register means? It is used to shift the information from the one flip-flop to another flip-flop. So having applications in the counters, all these things. Next, we have compare the latch and flip-flop. So this is very, very important questions for the internal as well as external also. So latch is what? It is the 1-bit storage level trigger device. L for latch, so L for level. So it is the level trigger device, and it is the you have asynchronous type, whereas the flip-flop. So flip-flop is what? It is the edge trigger 1-bit storage device. So in case of flip-flop, we can have positive edge trigger, we can have negative edge trigger. So when triggering will takes place, when there is change from the 0 to 1, it is positive edge trigger. When triggering takes place, when it's changing from the 0 to 1, then it is called as the negative edge trigger. Next, we have a race around condition. So race around condition is related to the JK flip-flop. So in case of SR flip-flop, if you have seen earlier, or even in case of latch condition also, so generally we are talking about flip-flop. So in case of SR flip-flop, when both inputs are 1, 1, then outputs are indeterminate. So to overcome of that, JK flip-flop is used. So in case of JK flip-flop, when both inputs are 1, then you have seen that outputs are going to be the complements. So outputs are changing random repeatedly, very fast is going to change. So that's what that is called as the race around condition. Like we are having some race, I will come forward, I will come forward like this. There is the race between Q and Q bar. They are being complemented very fast for the condition 1, 1. So this condition 1, 1 you should mention where J is 1 and K is also 1. Next we have compare the PROM, PLA and PL. Or sometimes you have separate question also, what is PROM, what is PL, what is PLA. So PROM, you know that it is the programmable read only memory, but when we talk about in terms of logic device, so in case of PROM, when we are going to design the PROM, then it has AND array, that is the fixed type, and we have OR array, that is the programmable. OR array is programmable. So here you can have either AND array or we can have decoder also in the first stage in case of PROM. So similarly, if you talk about the PLA, PLA is what? Programmable logic array. So here AND array as well as OR array, both are programmable. Both are programmable. So that you can represent with the help of block diagram also, or you can write in one line. Or again, last one is what we have, PAL. PAL is the programmable array logic. So in this, only AND array is programmable. AND array is programmable. And OR array is what? It is the fixed one. And here product terms will not be shared with another function. So that is the main difference between these three. Next we have multiplexer. What is the multiplexer? Or define the multiplexer. So multiplexer is also combinational circuits where we have multiple inputs and we are going to get only one outputs. So that multiple inputs means here that inputs we are writing to the power. So we can have to the power n number of inputs and we have only one output. The size of the multiplexer to the power n cross 1, where n is what? Number of selection lines. So that selection line will start from the S0 and it will go to S minus 1. Similarly, you have demultiplexer. So demultiplexer is what? Opposite of this. This is the mux, and if you reverse of this, that you will get the demux. So in case of demux, we have only one input and we have maximum output, that is how much? To the power n. And again here we have selection lines, so that is S0 to S minus 1. So size of the demultiplexer will be 1 cross to the power n. Again you have maybe sometimes they will ask the difference between the sequential circuit, combinational circuit also, and what is the sequential circuit. So in case of sequential circuit, what is the main important that your output is going to depend upon the present input as well as past output. So to store the past output, we require what? Memory. And this one is our combinational circuit only. So here input is given and finally we are going to get the output. Again, this output is being stored in the memory and that output is being utilized. So example of the sequential circuit, we have flip-flop, all these things what we are going to use. Next we have can be important question, a state table and a state assignment. So a state table is used to represent the situation of the present state and next state for the different inputs from the state diagram we are going to write. So here we'll have, like we have present state. Again, what are the present state that you are going to write? Again, another column we have next state. So in the next state again, what is the value of input and what is the corresponding state that we are going to write here? And again, this side what we have output for the, again when x equal to 0, that is the input, again when x equal to 1. So that is the state table. And a state assignment is used to assign the unique number to the states. So for the state assignment, we have three types. What are the types? First one, we have binary assignment. So binary assignment means simply you are going to use write the numbers. Suppose we have four states. So we'll take the combination of two numbers. So then states will be 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. If you have more than four states, then we have to take the 3 bits of combination. And second one is the gray code. So in case of gray code, important thing is that at a time, only one bit should change in the consecutive ones. That is the beauty of the gray code assignment. Whereas third one is called as the one hot assignment. So in case of one hot assignment, here at a time, only one bit will be 1. So suppose we have four states are there, then we have to use the 4 bits. Like we'll write 0, 0, 1. Next we'll write 0, 0, 1, 0. Next we'll write 0, 1, 0, 0. Next we'll write 1, 0, 0, 0. So at a time, only one bit will be high. That is the call as one hot assignments. So we have three different type of assignments. Generally, we use the binary assignments. It's easy to write. Next is the encoder. So encoder is just opposite to the decoder. So encoder is used in the transmitter side. Decoder is used in the receiver side in the communication. So whenever we are trying to transmit the information, so here first we are going to use the encoders. So in the case of encoder, we have to the power n number of inputs and we have n number of outputs. On the basis of that, we can have encoder of the size 8 cross 3. So here we are writing to the power 3 cross 3. So like this we have, or simply here 8 cross 3 is only sufficient here about the encoders. Again, we have last one is about the memory. So memory is what? It is the storage device that going to store the information, and memory having two types here that we're talking, that is the RAM, another is the ROM. Again, RAM has two types we call as the static RAM, another is the dynamic RAM. And in case of ROM, we have four types we call as the mask ROM, we have PROM, and we have EPROM, that is electrically, that is the here it is erasable by the help of UV rays. Then we have EEPROM, here we are going to erase by the help of electrical signals. So these are the important questions that you can go through this, so it will be important for you. Thank you.